Guys, welcome back. Drop Gems here with another gem for you today, and it is, of course, 1994's BrainScan. Edward Furlong. Edward Furlong, man. Wow. So this movie, we're going back to 1994. All right, this is actually going to be a nice review rant. I mean, wow. So, yeah, I like it. I had to do a good one, guys. I mean, I've been ranting on a lot of shit lately, so here's a good movie. Here we go. 1994's BrainScan. Now I'm going to tell you when I first saw this movie. It's back in 1994. Yes, on VHS. A friend of mine, a neighbor, had this movie, and he said, "Listen, you got to see this movie." And I really didn't like this neighbor of mine. He was an older kid. He had a nice room, like the kid in the movie, and his parents would go out like his kid in the movie. And of course, spoilers and ahead in this fucking review, so fuck off. And yeah, so my neighbor friend showed me this movie in his cool house, and man, it was just fucking awesome. It was awesome, and I understood it, and I was young even in '94, but I understood this movie and I liked it, and it got me scared at points, and it was cool, man. And I think the first murder got me very scared, and it scared me. And it had an idea before Shutter Island was, before all these M. Night Shyamalan twist movies were, there was Trickster, there was Edward Furlong, there was BrainScan, and this movie had it going on. Great writing, great acting, great story, video games, and Edward Furlong's performance. I want to discuss him really quick while I have it on my mind with Edward Furlong. I hear a lot of negative talk about Edward Furlong and his performance in BrainScan 1994, and I want to just make this clear that his character now it's contrastively different than his one in T2. Now he comes right out of T2 about 2 years prior, I'm guessing, and jumps into BrainScan. So I want to say that his character isn't the same character. You're expecting John Connor. You're expecting a bubbly individual, but this teenager isn't bubbly. His mother, he was in a car wreck, a severe car wreck. His mother died. Apparently, he blames himself. He has a lot of guilt. He's depressed. His father's off working. He's never home. The kid is home alone. He has no friends. He has his one friend, Kyle, of course, but he is just depressed, and you can tell. So he's acting that way. And Edward Furlong does a great job of putting that across and making me feel that this kid is depressed and is lonely, and he wants the chick next door. Of course, that's a cool element to the movie because everyone wants that one girl, and so does he, but he doesn't want her to know. So it's cool like that, and I could feel that romantic connection, not wanting the girl to know and the girl not wanting him to know, and being hard to come out with the feelings. So that's a cool little side story going on. And this the story itself is witty, it's smart, it's new for the time of '94. So just and of course, Trickster, cool too. He T. Ryder Smith there, man. He plays this character. You don't know to love or hate him. You don't know whether to root for him or not. You don't mean to be on his side or not. And Eddie Furlong there, man. He does a great job of just you really wanted him to just not to be real. Like, but then again, the movie does such a great job of making this all seem real. So it really throws you off, man. It's so good, and I really like it a lot. I can't really even say anything negative about this film. It's perfect in every way, and you will enjoy it. For a horror movie, for a sci-fi, you want to call it, and a video game movie, anything you want to call it, it's a great it's a great film. So let's go to the plot real quick because like I said, I just got praised for this film. Now, of course, Edward Furlong, that's right, his name is Michael, and in the beginning of the movie, you see that he is dreaming. They open this movie with a good sequence of him dreaming, and he is basically dreaming, about the car crash that he was in with his mother passed away. You see the foot and all this and dragging it, so he's sweating. This is something he constantly thinks about, that bothers him, that's on his mind, that he has guilt for. And he wakes up and he gets a phone call with this really cool computer. Back in the day in '94, it was something very new and very cool, and his room is just awesome. It's just a great feel to this fucking movie, a great teenage feel. I used to love watching this shit, and I still watch it to this day, and it's pushed me back to my teenage years, going to school, coming home. Awesome. So yeah, basically he wakes up, has his conversation. You meet Kyle, his best friend, and then you are introduced to the girl he likes across the street, who he's spying on. Then an ad he sees or hears, what have you, comes up about BrainScan. He wants to order BrainScan, so he orders this video game called BrainScan, and it comes a couple days later. He puts the game in one day, or excuse me, one night, while his girlfriend next door, I believe, is having a birthday bash or a party. So he puts the game in to distract himself from not being at the party, and he escapes reality. And it's a cool sequence. It's a cool scene where it shows you before VR, before virtual reality. Honestly, like was a big thing, way a big thing. He showed you a good POV perspective of a murder. The murder is brutal. The murder is violent, and and he wakes up, so it makes me feel just icky, so it's cool. It makes me feel like, wow, man, like really, if he did that for a video game, because he was acting it out, it felt like. And the next day you find out that yes, someone was murdered indeed, and it was the guy that he murdered in the video game. And he looks in his freezer because Trickster tells him to, and there's an ear in there or what have you. He took a souvenir because in the video game Trickster told him to take a souvenir, to complete the mission or what have you, so it's in there as a souvenir. So yeah, man, really, really some shit right there. So basically, Kyle's begging Michael to play the, Furlong to play the game. He does. He says, nah, he wants to play it more. So he kind of wants to keep Kyle safe, but then again, he doesn't. He just wants to do more with tricks. He wants to play more of the game. He's addicted a little bit. So Michael's pretty addicted to this game at this point, but Kyle's just finding it kind of weird. So he plays again at a second disc, and I believe he kills Kyle. So he kills his best friend in the video game, hence doing it in real life because it's not a game, it's real. And he doesn't remember the murder, but Kyle doesn't answer his phone. The detective does, who's played by Frank Langella, or whatever his name was. He's a good actor. He's a cool character actor. So, yeah, he answers the phone and he's like, no, he hangs up real quick so he knows it's true. Trickster tells him, listen, you got to keep playing this game for this shit to be over, and the third disc is coming. I think the final disc. In between this, Michael gets into a chase with the police officers. Cat and mouse game pursues. A couple of the principals involved in hunting this killer down that's going around the neighborhood killing people, and he escapes or kills the principal on accident and escapes. Hence, there's another murder. I believe that's in the third disc that he plays. So basically, at the end, it comes down to a head-to-head with him and Trickster. Michael being possessed or what have you by the video game or thinking he's in the game. He outsmarts Trickster in the end and saves the girl. And it's a cool ending because he comes out of it and he's still at that night at the party that she's throwing next door. He's still there. It was just a game. That whole movie, that whole sequence, since he sat down from that birthday party that she was that she was having, or the party she was having next door, was all of the video game. So what a video game that was, huh? And it was fucking, and it's believable that it was the video game the whole time. So it's really cool, man. And he gets the girl in the end. He has the guts to go over there and tell her how much he likes her and kisses her. And there we go. So he beats Trickster. But then again, Trickster, like I said, isn't really a villain because in the end, he's like, he gives praise to Michael. Like maybe it still existed because there's a message sent. Play the game again. But Michael has learned his lesson. He will not play the game again. He loves reality, and he will follow his heart and his true motives and not get lost in reality to fulfill his fantasies. He will do it in real life. And it helped him also get over the death of his mother and replace his loneliness. And he has his friend back, of course. He did not kill Kyle. That's a cool part. You feel really relieved that Kyle is alive and that this is all just the video game. Very innovative for the time. Awesome movie. Doesn't get enough praise. Edward Furlong does not get enough praise for this movie, and he gets a lot of flack for the acting, I guess, but no, he shouldn't. He plays it depressed teen, and he plays it well. He's not T2. They want T2. It's not John Connor. This is Michael from BrainScan. Edward Furlong. Cool room. Cool shit. So great movie. I suggest you watch it anytime, any place, anywhere. At least a one-time watch. Please give it a shot. Thanks for watching. Drop gems.